Morning, guys. Let's see. I say morning. It's afternoon. 12:57. It's 2:24, and it's 51 outside, 16 here. And so today, what are we going to do today? We're going to clean lots of mess up, get all this grease cleaned up, get this back to a kind of a paint-ish area. Yeah, I got a big mess. So I was thinking, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, maybe a little bit of why I do what I do with these videos. First of all, let me tell you that I am no expert at this. I'm really a rookie, if you will. This is my first full-blown restoration. I'm trying to do the best job I can. I've been in body work and that type of thing I worked at that shop for a couple years, and then ever since then I've been doing, cars, stuff like this, odds and ends stuff, but I'm by no means an expert. And I know I seem like a lot of my videos are kind of how-to videos, which I don't really want them to be that. Now, if you can use them, take little bits and pieces or whatever that you like, that's good. Whether it's right or wrong, like I said, I'm still learning. But the reason that I do what I do with these videos is because, and it started back when I was younger, say, 14, 15 years old, I started getting to where I was always a skinny kid, weighed 120 pounds when I was 16 years old. And so I joined the gym, and I wanted to go in there, and I wanted to get, muscles and the whole deal. And so I'd go in and work out. Well, I didn't know what I was doing. So I'd see these big muscled up guys, and I'd try to approach them and say, hey, how do you do this? Or what works this muscle or does this or that and whatever. And I got the, you're whatever, blow off, you're a dumb kid, I don't have time to talk to you type thing. So that carried on into my auto stuff as well, because my mom and dad divorced when I was 5 years old. My mom raised me, so I didn't have any father figure in my life to show me how to do any mechanical stuff. Now, my dad was a diesel mechanic, my uncle was a mechanic, my grandfather was a mechanic. Mechanics run in my family. So if it's any genetic at all, I have that mechanical ability. But I just take stuff apart and try to figure out how to put it back together, and I'm pretty much self-taught. So there's a lot of things I don't know how to do or missed or, didn't know how to diagnose, still don't really diagnose stuff. I just, like I said, look stuff up, and I can replace parts. I put a new front end under the truck, ball joints and stuff like that. They're just bolts. They just bolt together. It's, to me, that doesn't seem that hard. It's labor intensive, and, it's dirty and greasy, and I'm very impatient, so I get irritated real easy with that kind of work, whereas it's totally opposite for body work. For some reason, it calms me. I like it. I enjoy it. I don't know. It's just different. So that's kind of why I took the body, paint and body aspect of everything instead of doing mechanical videos, mechanical stuff, But when I was younger, again, I hit 15 years old, 16 years old, started really looking at muscle cars, really wanted to do, wanted a muscle car. Well, when you're a kid, you want a lot of things and you really can't afford them. And same thing, my first car, probably my third or fourth car, was a 68 Chevelle SS, 396, 375 horse, 4-speed. Positracker in, it was the real deal. Awesome, badass car. Way too much for a 16, 17-year-old kid to have. But I learned a lot. And I tore transmissions out of it, tore clutches, all that stuff. And so my car would sit in the yard for, months, broken, because I couldn't afford to fix it. So, I'd pull it all apart to find out what was going on and see if I could see any broke parts. And so I ended up, trying to talk to mechanics. Well, Mechanics don't want to tell you anything. They get paid for that. That's what they get paid for. So again, I'm a kid. I'm like, man, I can't get any help. Nobody wants to help. I've got this awesome car. I can't get it fixed. Nobody, there's no YouTube at this time. There's no, and my dad lives in a different state, so there's no getting help from anyone really. So I ended up having to save my pennies, and I'd go down and actually mow this guy that was a part-time mechanic. I'd mow his yard and clean out brush and wash his vehicles and all kinds of stuff so he would fix my stuff. Well, it continued on through pretty much the rest of my life, with people that are experts on the subject matter, where they just don't want to help you. I mean, they're just like, no, this is what I get paid for. If you want help, bring it to me and I'll charge you $40 an hour to do blah, blah, blah work. And I'm like, how the hell does anyone ever learn anything? I mean, because no one wants to help you. Well, you go to school. Or like I did, I went and worked at this paint and body shop for free for 6 months. I mean, literally went in there, said, hey, I want to learn how to do this. I'm a firefighter full time, but I have, my time off. I would like to come in here and learn how to do this so that I can do my own cars, because it all stemmed back from, guys not being willing to help anybody. And so I thought at a very early age, if I ever learn how to work out or build cars or any of this stuff, I'm not going to be that guy who is stingy with my knowledge and says, oh, no, well, you're just going to have to bring it to me because I'm not going to show you anything or tell you anything because whatever. Because I know how that made me feel. And I thought, I don't ever want to be that guy. So when I show you guys stuff and tell you stuff, I'm being sincere. I don't know it all. I'm just showing you, regurgitating what I've learned over the past 5-6 years. And I'm trying to maybe undo some of the crap that was done to me with other people being selfish with their knowledge or just being dicks in general and don't want to help you. So, I'll help anyone. You leave a comment. I read all the comments. I reply to almost every comment I can. I figure once I get more subscribers, it'll be harder to do that. But for right now, I've got right at 500 subscribers. So I try to keep up with everything I can, videos and all that stuff, plus doing this stuff here. But I think while I'm making this video is to just say, I know a lot of guys don't like to do the how-to videos because they get so much criticism for other guys. And there's guys been doing it for 20, 30 years. And they're going to go, wow, this guy's a complete idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't know what he's doing, whatever. Okay, well, maybe so. But I try to do the best I can. I've learned a lot over the last, so literally this is my passion. So people like football, they like soccer, they do, whatever they like, that's what they do on their downtime. Well, this is what I do on my downtime. And when I'm not doing this, I'm watching videos, I'm learning, I'm researching materials and different primers and tests and all the stuff that goes along with this to become the best that I can be at this. And so basically that's just what I wanted to say as far as making these videos. And so take what I say with a grain of salt, test it for yourself. If it works for you, use it. If it doesn't, and leave comments and say, hey, try this, or maybe, or if you see something that I'm doing that could fail or is wrong or whatever, leave a comment and tell me, because I'm not that guy that's going to go, oh, well, I know because I know everything, because I don't. And the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know everything. I don't know shit, really. So just kind of trying to, do the best I can and help guys out along that maybe are younger into it than I am, because I'm still looking at those guys that are 20, 30 years and watching what they do and trying to learn from them, because basically YouTube's all I've got. I can't go down to, down the street and, like I said, there's mechanics all over the place. And there's paint and body guys all over the place, but they're not going to take the time to stop and talk to you. Who are you? You know what I mean? You're just some guy. Why should I help you? And that's people's attitudes. I hate that attitude. I never wanted to be that guy. So I don't know. Anyway, that's the start of my video today. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do other than clean all this up. Probably pick the next piece that I'm going to strip down and start working on. I mean, that's basically what it is. I'm just whittling away at this car. I don't know if it'll be the door, the cow, or the trunk, or I mean, I'll just figure it out as I go. I may do these right here. Go ahead and strip those down and get them in epoxy so I can put them back on the door. And I may put the door back on the car so I don't have so many parts laying around tripping over stuff and having to move it around just to get around it and stuff like that. So anyway, it's a little bit about me and why I do what I do, why my videos are the way they are. I know a lot of guys say I've helped them a lot, and I'm super happy about that. But again, I'm just do what I do. I mean, I'm not the guy that has been doing it for 20 or 30 years, who's seen things fail and things, paint jobs come off and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping I'm not that guy in the next 3 years that has all those failures and stuff. And because especially, and I realize that's why a lot of guys don't do this is a how-to, because, they're like, well, you said, well, that's why I'm making this video. Take what I have to say with a grain of salt. If it works, if you've heard other people using it, if you've done your research and it sounds right, then, give it a shot. And, if you think I'm full of shit, then, tell me that too. Because like I said, it is what it is. I'm just going along just like the rest of you guys, trying to make these projects work out good, make a nice car, fix stuff, learn stuff. And like I said, I learned a ton of stuff I've learned a lot of stuff off YouTube, a lot of stuff. And you have to be real careful about who you listen to, because there's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing. And you can see if you do your homework, and that's what I'm saying, check me as well, do your homework. And if you see me doing something that you're like, hey, you're an idiot, don't put that on there, don't do this, whatever, you can't do that, put it in there, because I'm still learning. So anyway, I thought I'd just start the video out that way. I've been thinking a little bit about the way my videos have been going. And it seems like I do a lot of, here's how to do this. Well, I just want you to know this is how I'm doing it, not necessarily this is how you should do it. So anyway, that's it. I'll bring you guys back when I get something done besides yapping. See ya.
Don't even touch it. That's 40 grit. So far, all this is the only thing that's actually touched that shit.
So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say if you ever buy a tank and you want to paint it, use that stuff. Go to Home Depot, get that stuff. That's the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen to try to take off the metal. That was 40 grit, then 80 grit on that, then 80 grit on a DA just to get that to bare metal. And I've got, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes and not even quite a half a trunk lid. I still have the other side to do, and the rest of everything else that's over there that's brown. Yeah, that stuff's insane. And I'm running 40 grit across this, and you can see it's just gliding over the top. It's not even really doing anything. That's nuts. This little guy right here, you tip it up on its edge, it's taking it off. And that's basically what that is right there. But even at that, you got to sit and go over it real slow and back and forth, and it only cuts a strip about like that at a time, so it takes forever. And I know a lot of guys are going to comment because they have in the past chemically strip it, and yes, I get that. Aircraft remover stripper probably ripped that shit right off there. My whole deal with that is cleaning and neutralizing all that stuff and then using the SPI over top of that, because you already know the SPI is a little bit, doesn't like acid type stuff, and any of that stripper, you got to be careful with that. I don't care what product you're using. So I'm really reluctant to put any kind of chemical stuff like that on the bare metal. You know, and other than sandblasting, which, you know, that costs a lot of money to take that back and have sandblasted. But yeah, when I get to this side of this, man, there's nooks and crannies all over the place. Man, it's gonna be tough. So, I don't know. I'll do this just like I did the door. I'm not gonna do any metal work. I've already done the metal work. You guys already seen this metal work here that I did. It was somewhere in here. There's somewhere in here there's some metal work. I think over in here there was some metal work. So pretty much the rest of that was pretty decent. So I'm just going to strip it, prime it, SPI just like I did the door, and then wipe the whole thing, and then block it out flat. I build it same as that. But man, stripping this shit off, oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. So if you guys got any more options of mechanically stripping, let me in on it, and I don't want to damage the metal. Like I said, these are 40 grit, so they're already really rough. So, you know, I don't want it to gouge into the metal. Not that it's going to make really two shits anyway, because it's going to wipe the whole damn thing, but I was trying to keep from doing all that. You can see where somebody else has done all that. Well, they probably did the same thing and then wiped it with filler. But yeah, that stuff gets down in each one of those little areas, and man, it's so hard to get out. The rest of this turns out all right, you know, it looks all right. But, and I don't know what all that is. You guys should probably help me out on that. It looks like, you know how paint sits for a long time and it starts doing that checking, cracking stuff? That's what that looks like to me. And it's kind of just etched the metal a little bit, maybe. I don't know how good that'll pick that up, but anyway, yeah, that's what I've done today. It's 3:30. And like I said, I've been working on this. I got everything cleaned up, got the floor clean, moved the car back, got all the table cleaned off. I've done quite a few things, but as far as actually working on car parts, this is that's probably about as far as I've got. So I've got another hour or so probably just to strip the rest of that off, and then the other side, man, I don't know. I don't know what it costs to have them sandblasted, but it might be worth the money to have it done. Anyway, all right, guys. If I get any more done, I'll bring you back. If not, then I'll talk to you another day. See ya.